The letter didn't look dangerous at first. No red stamp, no urgent warning, no sign that it would change someone's entire life. Just a plain white envelope sitting inside a mailbox on a rainy Tuesday morning. Martha Collins almost ignored it. At 72 years old, she had learned that most mail only brought problems disguised as paperwork. Bills, reminders, medical statements. Things she couldn't avoid but had learned to live with. But something about this envelope felt heavier. She brought it inside slowly, sat at her kitchen table and opened it. Her eyes scanned the first line, then stopped. HOA notice of legal action. Her breath slowed. She read the next sentence. Failure to resolve outstanding balance within 30 days may result in foreclosure proceedings. For a moment, the room felt silent. Too silent, because what she was reading didn't feel real. It felt like a mistake. Her hands tightened around the paper, and she whispered, "Foreclosure? Over what?" But deep down, she already knew the answer was going to change everything. Martha Collins had lived in Willow Creek Estates for 34 years, a quiet suburban neighbourhood that used to feel safe, familiar, predictable, back when neighbours waved instead of watched, back when life wasn't measured in penalties and violations. She remembered when she and her husband Daniel first bought the house. It wasn't perfect. The paint was faded. The garden was empty. The roof needed repair. But Daniel looked at her and smiled. "This is our start," he said. And it was. They built a life inside those walls. A small kitchen where morning coffee was shared every day, a backyard where roses slowly grew over decades, a living room filled with laughter, birthdays and Christmas mornings. Everything felt permanent, until it wasn't. Daniel died 5 years ago. A heart attack, sudden quiet, just gone one morning while sitting at the kitchen table. After that day, the house didn't feel empty. It felt paused, like time stopped but never restarted. People told Martha to move. "You shouldn't stay alone. It's too big for you. You need something easier." But they didn't understand. This wasn't just a house. It was memory. It was him. So she stayed, even when it became harder, even when money got tighter, even when silence filled every room. Everything changed when the HOA leadership changed. A man named Richard Bowman became president. At first, he sounded reasonable, professional, confident. "We are improving community standards," he said at the first meeting. "Property values depend on discipline." People nodded politely. They didn't know what was coming, because improvement quickly turned into control. Rules multiplied, inspections increased. Fines appeared everywhere. Grass too tall, mailbox colour incorrect, trash bin left out 5 minutes too long. At first people laughed, then they paid, then they stopped laughing. Because Richard wasn't trying to maintain a neighbourhood, he was building a system, and systems don't ask for permission. Martha tried to stay invisible. She followed every rule. Never argued, never complained. She just wanted peace. But life doesn't care about silence. One winter morning, her water heater broke. Repair cost, $1,900. She paid it. The next month, medication prices increased. Then her car battery died. Then groceries became more expensive. Small problems, but together, they became pressure. And under pressure, she missed one HOA payment. Just one. Not intentionally, not carelessly, just life collapsing faster than income. She told herself, "I'll fix it next month." But the HOA didn't wait. The first letter arrived within days. Late fee applied. Martha sighed. "Fair enough," she said softly. "I'll handle it." Then another letter came. Penalty added. Then another. Administrative charge, legal processing fee, escalation fee. Each letter colder than the last. Each one increasing the debt artificially. Within weeks, a $58 payment became over $600. Martha called the HOA office. Her voice was calm but uncertain. "There must be a mistake," she said. "I only missed one payment." The woman on the phone didn't hesitate. "No mistake," she said. "Procedure," then hung up. Martha stared at the phone. and for the first time in years, she felt fear. 3 days later, she opened her front door and froze. A bright orange notice was taped directly to it, intent to file line. Her home, her house, was now legally targeted over one missed payment. She stepped back slowly. No, this isn't real. But it was, and it was only the beginning. What Martha didn't know was that she had already been noticed in HOA meetings. Richard Bowman had said something simple: non-compliance will not be tolerated. And behind that sentence was a system designed to escalate pressure until people gave up or paid anything just to stop it. Then came the humiliation. One morning, Martha stepped outside and saw it. A foreclosure warning sign posted in her yard. Visible to the entire street, a neighbour walking their dog slowed down. Then another car passed slowly. People were reading it. Martha felt heat rise in her face. She ripped it down immediately. But the damage was done, because humiliation spreads faster than facts. That night she sat in her kitchen. The house felt different, heavier, like it was holding its breath. She opened an old photo album, Daniel smiling, Daniel gardening, Daniel holding her hand in front of the same house. "I wish you were here," she whispered. But silence answered. Then someone noticed her, Elena Ramirez, a young neighbour who had moved in recently. She saw Martha sitting outside alone every evening, not gardening, not smiling, just existing. One day Elena walked over. "Are you okay?" Martha forced a smile. "I'm fine, dear." But Eleanor didn't believe her, and when Martha finally told her everything, Eleanor went quiet, then said, "This isn't normal," and that changed everything. Eleanor started investigating. She talked to neighbours. At first, people avoided her. Then they started opening up. An elderly veteran showed her fines. A single father showed legal threats. A retired couple admitted they were scared to stay. Patterns appeared everywhere, all connected, all escalating, all pointing to Richard Bowman. Then Elena found something worse. The HOA's legal firm belonged to Richard's brother. It wasn't enforcement. It was profit. Elena organised a neighbourhood meeting. At first, only a few came, then dozens. Then the entire room filled. People spoke for the first time. About fear, about pressure, about silence. Martha didn't want to speak, but Eleanor encouraged her, so she stood and told her story. When she finished, the room was silent, then angry, because everyone realised something terrifying. It could happen to any of them. The story exploded online. Elena posted everything. Within 48 hours, it spread. Local news, social media, community forums, comments flooded in. "This is abuse. They're targeting seniors. This needs investigation." And Richard Bowman noticed. His response was immediate. Final foreclosure notice. 10 days, $11,400. Martha stared at it, her hands shaking. "I can't do this." But Elena said, "You're not supposed to do it alone." The final HOA meeting was different. The parking lot was full. The room packed, tension heavy. Richard entered confidently, then stopped, because control was gone. One by one, residents stood, showing documents, reading violations, exposing patterns. Then Elena spoke. "This is systematic targeting." Richard tried to interrupt. But no one listened anymore. Then a lawyer stood up. "I've reviewed the records," he said. "This may be illegal financial targeting." The room erupted. Richard's confidence collapsed. For the first time, he looked afraid. 3 days later, everything changed. Foreclosure paused. Investigation opened. Media pressure increased. Richard resigned, quietly, without explanation. Martha didn't fully understand everything, but she understood one thing: her home was still hers. A few days later, she received the cancellation notice. No foreclosure, no lien, no threat, just silence. Weeks later, neighbours gathered outside her house. Children played again. People talked again. Life slowly returned. Martha stood on her porch, Elena beside her. You kept your home, Elena said. Martha nodded. Yes. Then added softly. But I almost lost it because I thought I was alone. And that was the truth. It was never just about one payment. It was about silence. Fear. And what happens when people stop standing up? Because sometimes homes aren't taken by force. They're taken by systems and silence until someone finally says, enough.